With cell phone plans, we have here an example of a constant function and a linear function. By modern standards, these may not be really realistic cell phone plans, but they serve the purpose of illustrating these two types of functions very well, and they're easy to understand. So, looking first at our unlimited minutes plan, we can see right away an important characteristic of this is that the output is $199 no matter how much you use your phone. This is what we would call a constant function. The output is not even dependent on the input. It is a constant. It is always the same. On the other hand, if we look at the pay by the minute plan, we can see that it looks like the amount that we are paying is increasing at a constant rate. Not the same as a constant function, right? So here we can see that it looks like a $20 increase here. It looks like another $20 increase here, etc. It doesn't matter what two adjacent points we're looking at, that increases $20 every time we go up by 100 minutes. So let's look first at the linear, the pay by the minute plan. If we think of the number of minutes as being our x and the cost as being y, then our rate of change is going to be the change in y divided by the change in x, which turns out to be $20 divided by 100 minutes. We divide the numbers to get the value, and we divide the units to get the units of the rate of change. So 20 divided by 100 is 0.2. We're going to call that 0.20, and our units here are dollars per minute. Or we can call that 20 cents per minute. Think of the division bar here as representing the word per when figuring out your units. Whatever units we have in the numerator divided by whatever units we have in the denominator are going to be the units of our rate of change. Looking now at our unlimited minutes plan, it looks like there's no change at all in the cost, so it's $0 for every increase in 100 minutes, which means that our rate of change is $0 per minute. And that is a characteristic of a constant function, is that it has a rate of change equal to 0. Looking now at a graph of both of these, we can see that the unlimited minutes plan, which is the constant function, has a graph that's a horizontal line. That's also true of all functions, of all constant functions, sorry. We can see that the pay by the minute plan, which is our linear function, has a graph that is a line, a straight line, but not horizontal. And that rate of change we calculated is the slope of the line. For general forms on both of these, a constant function, f of x equals b, just a number, no x in the formula at all because the output doesn't depend on the input x. Whereas a linear function could be written in the form f of x equals mx plus b. That is similar to the slope-intercept form of a line, which you might be familiar with, y equals mx plus b. It's the same thing, right? M is the slope of the line. B is the y-intercept of the line. But we can recognize a linear function because it's either in this form or it's possible to be put into this form. Returning for just a moment to our rates of change, we were also asked to interpret the rates of change for both of these. We want to think about that word interpret. Anytime we're interpreting a number, often a slope or a rate of change, or it could be a function output, we want to make sure to use the number with its units in a sentence that explains the meaning. So having the number with its units is a good start, but we really should write a sentence here as well. So our pay by the minute plan, we said that the rate of change is 20 cents per minute. We're going to explain that in a sentence. So first we recognize that 20 cents is a positive figure, so that means that as we use more minutes, the cost is increasing. That's why I'm using the word increases here. If that were a negative number, I would want to use the word decreases. Of course, I've never found a cell phone plan that actually decreases as you use your phone more. But the cost of using a phone on this plan increases at a rate of 20 cents per minute, so we should have some indication of whether this is a positive rate or a negative rate using increases or decreases. We should definitely have units, dollars per minute in our sentence, and the sentence should do something to clarify what this number represents. For the unlimited minutes plan, we can do the same sort of model, but it would be kind of strange to describe this cost as increasing at a rate of $0 per minute. Instead, we want to just somehow indicate that the cost doesn't change no matter how many minutes you use the phone. So we'll write a sentence that reflects that. One way to state this is that the cost of using a phone on this plan does not change according to how much you use the phone.